Hi, and welcome to Astro Bites for Sunday, the 29th of September, 2024. So, first of all, we will take a look at the astrology for the day. And remember, this is a kind of general astrological look at the general transits. Yes, it can be helpful if you know your chart well, so that you know, say, for instance, where Libra is in your chart, because that will give you an indication of the life area, Libra and Aries, that I'm going to be talking about. But it really doesn't make that much difference. These general energies can be felt by all of us in certain ways and can give us the heads up as to whether to perhaps rush into something or go, think I better hold off this a while, or sleep on it and wait till tomorrow. Now, in the second half of the video, we will have the word for the day. Ooh, it's an interesting one today, and this has been suggested again by a member of the Soul Fam. Thank you very much. Keep them coming. So, let's have a look at this energy, because it is it's quite interesting and dynamic in a sense. What we actually have is Mercury, our planet of communication, in the sign of Libra, conjunct the Sun in Libra, and they are both in opposition to the North Node in Aries. If the Moon was here as well today, we would be having a new moon total solar eclipse. But we've got to wait a few more days for that until the 2nd of October, when it'll be a annular solar eclipse, actually also known as the Ring of Fire. And if you haven't checked out my video for the new moon annular solar eclipse in Libra, it's on my channel, so check it out. So back to today, because we have got a lot of energy in Libra. And remember, Libra can be about relationships, harmony, peace, balance. But remember, Libra is also cardinal, so can be quite determined about what Libra wants to achieve, do, etc. Librans usually get their own way. Even if it's in a very kind, nice, subtle way, they will usually get their own way. Remember, their opposite sign is Aries. Aries is also cardinal, but fire. Libra is air. Libra thinks about it a little bit more. But Aries, fire, rushes in where angels fear to tread. And of course, this is where our North Node is. Now, the North Node is about our karmic destiny. This can be your individual karmic destiny. With the Sun conjunct Mercury, our planet of communication today, in opposition to the North Node. Also, of course, they're both in conjunction with the South Node in Libra. Now, let's start with the South Node, because the South Node is what we bring in from the past. It can literally be karma, karmic debts that have to be repaid. Karmic debts in terms of justice, balance, harmony, relationship. If one has upset the status quo, it would be about finding the balance again in the status quo. And so with the Sun and Mercury here, we have something along the lines of communication can unfold today, which is in connection with events from the past. And because they're in opposition to the North Node, which is that energy that pulls, its attention, the North Node is kind of saying, are you sure this is the path you want to progress down? it's an opposition. I think it's giving you an opportunity to reflect and to really give some careful thought. If a proposition is put to you today, this is giving you this opportunity to really think, maybe I need to just slow down and think about this. Now, I say this because Mars in Cancer at 13 degrees is now making this trine to Saturn retrograde in Pisces. Now, Mars, remember, rules Aries, and Mars is our planet of action, assertion, initiative, the physical body, physicality, getting out there, doing something physical. Saturn in Pisces gets a little bit lost in the numinosity of the dream world. So Saturn has to cut through, in a sense, cut through the crap with the help of Mars. So Mars is kind of assisting Saturn here to help you see a situation from a broader perspective, so that you are better equipped with any decisions you might have to make about anything to do with legal stuff, balance, harmony, and also, of course, to do with relationship. Now, this can be any form of relationship. It can be a significant love relationship. It can be your long-term partner. It can be a sibling. It can be your children. It can be your parents. It can be business colleagues. It can be people you don't get on with very well. There may be an opportunity to heal some wounds that have opened up in a particular friendship or relationship, and you need a chance to somehow make amends, to make reparation. So that is one of the energies that we kind of wake up to today. The moon is in Leo, and the moon, interestingly, is squaring, which is challenging, retrograde Uranus in Taurus. Remember, Uranus is all about what we're not expecting. Although at the moment, I would suggest, as Uranus on this event chart is on the MC exactly, which means it's on the midpoint right at the top of the chart, which is all about being out in the public eye, I would suggest we may get news today which is shocking, surprising. I think it'll be to do with the difficulties we are having in various hotspots around the world. I'm not going to name them because, you know, it's really interesting. When I name places or people, I notice that I get hits on my website from these areas and sort of capital cities, and I think, ooh, that's interesting. Maybe they have their kind of chat system where they listen out for keywords, and if a video alerts them to a keyword, they listen in to see what's going on. Hopefully, I don't say anything that is too controversial and mean men in black turn up on my front doorstep. We don't want that. If I disappear, if you don't see any more of me on videos, please send help. So we've got this, yes, the energy, I would say, is a little bit tricky today. We've still got Mercury and the Sun trining retrograde Pluto in Capricorn, and Pluto's going to go direct soon, but I'm going to talk about that more when I do my live month ahead for the month of October, this coming Tuesday, the 1st of October. And don't forget tomorrow night, what am I talking about tomorrow night? It's because I'm recording this on Saturday. Tonight, Sunday night, it's being a time traveler, it can get very confusing. Tonight, I do my live week ahead forecast. So please join me for that. All you have to do is go to the live streams kind of playlist on my YouTube channel, click on notifications. You'll be notified when it's about to start in the part of the planet that you happen to be living on. Okay, shall we go on to the word for the day before I get totally carried away with all this talking and chatter and carrying on? Now, this word is an interesting word, and I always think of it as being rather more American-based as a word to be used than European-based, although I may be wrong because it's not a word I would use. It's culpability. And certainly if I watch, series on American TV series, which are in court or legal things, they talk about the culpability of the defendant. And so, it's an interesting word, and it is quite an important word. So when I did my research on it, it refers to the degree of responsibility or blame that is assigned to someone for committing a bad act, a crime. And it indicates that the person is morally or legally accountable for their actions. So what culpability means is it implies the defendant had the intent, the knowledge or negligence that means they are at fault. So I thought that was quite interesting. Then I looked up a few quotes, and this is what I found. So let's have a look. The essence of culpability is awareness, knowledge of wrongness. I didn't think that was a proper word, wrongness. I would have said knowledge of doing wrong, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm in wrongness. I would have said the knowledge of doing wrong and the ability to choose otherwise, so that sometimes people don't understand that their actions are bad, and the choice, they don't realize they have a choice to either do a bad act or not do a bad act. And of course, that could bring in the whole area of people who commit crimes when they are suffering from mental disorders, personality disorders, for example. So it's a highly technical word, and I don't think it's something that we would really use much in everyday conversation. I think you're culpable for making that cup of coffee and dropping it on the floor. Did you do it with intent? Or was it an accident? Or did you mean to harm the floor with the cup of hot coffee? So my interesting kind of interpretation. Then there's another one here that says responsibility can exist without culpability, but culpability always implies responsibility, because it suggests that while someone might be responsible for an outcome, culpability requires there to be some fault or blame involved. So basically it says that the law demands culpability to distinguish between an honest mistake and a deliberate wrongdoing, so that culpability is used to judge the intent or negligence behind actions, distinguishing between accidents, the cup of coffee on the floor, from purposeful or reckless behavior. So, I've learned something. It's like with these words I said the other day. I think we all really have a kind of sense of what they mean, but if I had to sit down and actually explain it to someone without actually doing my little bit of research and looking it up, I might not be so certain. So anyway, there we go. So remember, join me tonight, and I will be quite culpable for my actions for the live stream. It's lovely to see you all there. I really enjoy doing them, as you know, and I know you enjoy listening. And please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll be back tomorrow morning also with another Astro Bite. Bye for now.